Hey guys, what's up? So for today's video, I actually managed to get myself out of my little cave that I've been living in. I've sort of been a little bit sick the past few days. Don't worry, it's nothing like COVID-19 related, but I just haven't been feeling the best, so this was a task. But I had to bring myself out of it because I knew y'all really wanted to see part 2 of my Instagram series. Y'all really seemed to like the last video, so I wanted to get part 2 to you. Why can't I speak? I wanted to get part 2 to you as soon as possible, so that's what I'm bringing to you today. I'm going to show you exactly how I go about editing all my Instagram pictures. This is just going to be a super chill video. Get some snacks, get your phone, get comfy, and we can have a little editing party out here. I'm just going to show you a little scroll down my Instagram feed. This is kind of what it looks like at the moment. With editing my pictures, my main aim is to basically make all of that go together. So I don't have a set filter that I use. In fact, I like to stray away a little bit from filters because I feel like that becomes a little bit too much, but I always increase the brightness and the vibrance or saturation of my pictures, and that's kind of my key of keeping my Instagram feed. To make it easier, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. I'm gonna show you how I edit these 3 pictures. They all are a little bit different with how I went about editing them, so I'm gonna take you through my process for all of these. I'm gonna start with showing you this little picture. This is probably the most questions I've ever gotten on a picture. You guys really wanted to know how I edited this. If you missed my last video, I kind of went in depth about how I clicked this, and that was kind of the main aspect of how I got the more dreamy, vintagey effect. But I tried something a little bit different with this while editing as well. So here's what I do. I forgot to mention this in my last video, but I actually shoot my pictures in RAW, like a RAW format. You can adjust this in your settings while clicking the pictures, like on your camera. And this just gives you a little bit more like freedom with editing. This is something that I learned in fashion school, so I don't have any fancy paid editing software. I kind of just use the apps on my phone. So once I've shortlisted all the pictures I want to edit, I usually just do this by like favoriting them on my camera app. But I open up Snapseed, which is one of my favorite editing apps, and it's definitely a must. So since this is a raw image, once you open it up on Snapseed, it automatically takes you to this raw editing thing. I don't exactly know, but basically over here you can adjust your white balance and everything. Because of how I clicked this picture, it is obviously a little bit blurry, so I kind of really wanted to go with that whole mood and like the vintage vibe. The main thing that I did with editing these pictures is change the white balance, and this is actually really cool because if you go about like trying all of this, it completely changes the mood of the picture, like you can see. And I felt like changing the white balance. I don't usually do this, but with this set of pictures just went so well and totally transformed them. If you haven't clicked your pictures in a raw format, I'm pretty sure you can mimic this if you just increase the brightness and the tint a little bit. Then I go ahead, save it, then I go on detail and increase the sharpness to about 30. I kind of just see what looks good. I don't really have a set intensity. As you can see, I didn't do much for these pictures. It was mostly just the white balance. I went back and played with the brightness and everything a little bit. Yeah, and I basically just play around tuning the image as much as I can till I like what I see. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and save it. And that's pretty much all I did for this picture. I didn't really want to do much with editing when it came to this because it was already kind of a lot with the blurriness and the everything happening in the picture. Okay, next up, I'm gonna show you one of these pictures from my recent shoot that I did in my last video. So this is sort of how I go about editing most of my pictures, and that is on my favorite app ever. This is my holy grail. If I needed one editing app ever, it would be this. I'm sorry VSO, you were a trooper, but this totally trumps it. And that's Lightroom, but the phone version. I don't really have a set like preset or anything. I know a lot of people have that, but I kind of just go about from picture to picture. Some things that I always do is increase the exposure, the contrast just a tiny little bit, the shadows, but then I'll put down the blacks because I like my hair to be dark. I'll put down the whites most of the time, but I'll increase the highlights. Actually, this kind of depends on the mood I'm going for. If it's a darker picture, I'll increase my shadows a little bit more. I move on to color, and over here I always increase the vibrance. And then I go to the color mix thing on the side, and I always remove the greens because I really don't like greens in my picture. And also the yellows, I'll put them to more on the oranger side. I just hate any sort of like green tint, but I also don't want like a purple tint that much. So I'll increase my tint to like 2. I'll increase my temperature. Usually this kind of depends. Right now I'm on my like summer feed mode, so I'll increase the temperature a little bit, and then I'll always sharpen the image. That just helps make it a little bit more clearer. And then recently I've kind of liked the whole soft like moody look in my pictures, so I'll put down the clarity and I'll dehaze the picture, and then I'll increase the texture. I really enjoy playing with these things. There's so much you can do with this. Also, I absolutely love that you can remove colors and like intensify colors with Lightroom. It's my favorite thing. It makes it so much easier to have a feed. Just makes all your pictures go together. And oh my god, my McDonald's is here. Okay, so as I was saying, my little collage pics. I have recently really been liking making these little collages of my pictures, partly because I click way too many pictures. So I basically follow the same process of editing them on Lightroom, exactly how I just showed y'all. And then I'll just like load it onto this little like square thing, change the orientation to portrait, Instagram portrait. This makes it so much easier because it gives you the exact measurements, and I'll always remove the border unless I want more of like a film effect. Then I'll increase it to like a 4, 5 or 6 and make it black, because then it makes it look like a film roll. I don't know, sometimes I like to do that. After which I load it on to one of my favorite apps right now. You guys, I'm obsessed, and it's called Prequel. Hi. If you know me in real life, you know I used to live on these. You guys keep asking me how I add like sparkles and everything to my images, and how I make them look like more VHS and 90s. This app, guys, this is your holy grail. If you want that look on your pictures, just download this. Like, it's no secret. All you do is you go on effects, and then popular, and then you go on disco, and I usually pick like one of these 3 because I don't really pay for apps. So yeah, I'll just go about and choose whichever filter looks best with whichever filter, whichever picture. And yeah, I reduce the intensity. I really like the Miami filter, so I'll put that, but then I'll like reduce the intensity. And this just makes it look super like vintage and 90s. And then I load it on to UNUM, which is like my feed app, and then I just check if it goes with my feed. And if it does, I go ahead and post it. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. As I said, I don't like to go overboard with editing, so I don't do anything crazy. But when I edit my pictures, this is usually what I do. Yeah, I really hope this helped y'all. I'm gonna go kill myself now. You look at this. Wow. Yeah. So, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Why do I keep forgetting this? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe and everything, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh my god, my face is actually burning. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I haven't had McDonald's in like months, you guys. I forgot how spicy they were. Whew. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I love making my peri-peri. Wow, my god. Clearly, I love making my peri-peri fries super spicy. Like, I put like 2 packets in. So good. Even better than I remember. Wow. Alright. I don't know what I am doing, but I am doing it anyway. And it is fun. Millie. Pick it up now, Millie. Why do I forget words? I just forget words while speaking. Yes.
Yeah, going like nigga. Move out the way, please don't be a hero.